Hello everybody, my name is Clantus and welcome to my channel. So guys, we continue with the Thabo Bester saga, and I just want to zoom in on one person of the 8 accused regarding Thabo Bester's great escape. That is Nastassja Jansen, or Jansen. I'm not quite sure how to pronounce the surname, but I think it's Jansen. So I did try to find her backstory, like her background, where she comes from, the type of person she is, because I am noticing something, particularly the public. They tending to feel really, really bad for her, even though we only know a very small part of her role in the escape of Thabo Bester. We also know that she is accused of arson. She's accused of assisting an inmate to escape. She's also accused of defeating the ends of justice. That is her charge sheet. And another thing that we also learned this week during her bail application hearing is that all the other people that she was working with at Mangaung Prison or Correctional Services, she was not paid. There is no evidence that any sort of payments were made into her bank account or anywhere else. And that it was confirmed by the investigating officer, who could not be identified for obvious reasons. And the interesting thing, the person that was facilitating all these payments is Matswara, aka T-Rock. And I cannot get myself to keep looking at him with his smirk on his face. I'm not quite sure if he understands the gravity of the situation he finds himself in. And I've even heard rumors that he may not even be a South African citizen, but from the belly of South Africa, if you know what I mean. And I'm not sure how true that is, but there are whispers that he is actually from Lesotho. That's got nothing to do with this case, but I'm just saying that his smirk really does do a number on me that I don't particularly like. And the fact that he almost fooled everybody when he bought himself that T-Rock as though he was a hardworking man. And I think his caption was something about 18,000 and okay, whatever. It's quite upsetting, but that's not where I'm at today. I'm just going to focus on Nastassja Jansen. One thing, the other thing that I also found out about her is that she comes from the Northern Cape, and she's a single mother of 2 children. That is heartbreaking, if you ask me. And I also understand why some South Africans are looking at her and like, girl, what you doing there? This whole thing doesn't suit you being there. And I can understand that. And I also, at one point, felt the same way. And the thing is that is kind of like baffling me with her is that even though she is adamant on her innocence, as well as probably being blindsided by her colleagues regarding the whole escape, the thing is she will have to give herself the opportunity. I think she is giving herself that opportunity to have a day in court and prove her innocence. And probably this is when we are going to see her walk off. But the thing is, if you're not quite sure who Nastassja Jansen is and her role in the escape of Thabo Bester, I do have an article that I got from The Citizen, dated the 19th of May to 2023. So basically, this lady, I'm not going to read the whole thing. There's something that during her cross-examination, Nastassja cross-examination by defense lawyer Gary Botha, acting on behalf of former G-Force control room operator Nastassja Jansen, the police officer was questioned on whether the single mother of 2 was paid money for her alleged involvement in the crime. The officer, whose identity cannot be disclosed, is the state's key witness in the bail hearing. He previously told the court there was evidence linking the accused to the daring prison escape and detailed the specific roles each individual played in the incident. Botha asked him, Botha asked him, Colonel, do you agree with me that you don't have any proof that that applicant number 5, Jansen, received money from a person with the name TK, one of Bester many aliases? The police officer said in response, yes, I do not have such proof. The state is riding a dead horse I still think the state is riding a dead horse, even with Thabo Bester and Dr. Nandifa Makutumana and the rest of them. But the state has, like I said, it has a hurdle to jump over. And I'm very interested to see. Okay, let me make my commentary later after this article. In his bail argument, Botha emphasized that Jansen did not have a passport, had no prior criminal convictions, and her confirmed address provided additional assurance. It is my instructions from applicant number 5 Jansen that the state doesn't have a prima facie case against her and the state is riding a dead horse, he contended. So prima facie basically mean in the face of the accusation, there is no evidence. That's what prima facie means, I think, in a nutshell. Jansen is facing charges of arson, assisting an inmate to escape, and defeating the ends of justice. She intends to plead not guilty to the charges. According to the state allegations, the 35-year-old is believed to have played a significant role in executing Bester's final escape plan. On the day of the escape, it is alleged that she was on duty in the control room alongside her colleague and co-accused Tiago Franz Mokota. I'm a coconut people. It is alleged that Jansen used electronic means to open and close specific doors at Mangaung Correctional Center to help Thabo Bester. So that is for the state to prove, by the way. But at the same time, you look at where she is after December of 2022. Apparently, she went through a disciplinary commission and she was fired as a result. And she is in the CCMA, basically taking G-force on unfair dismissal. So some people are thinking that she may have not known what on earth was happening and what button she was pressing or why she was pressing those buttons, because she was responsible with the in and outs of goods, in and outs of inmates inside the correctional center, in and out of the prison. So there's a chance that she may have been asked, hey girl, go take a pee, I'll look after your duty, or maybe go take a break. I mean, things like that have happened before. And we also know how mismanaged the Mangaung Correctional Center was. Prisoners in the past have complained about the way they were being treated, and they were complaining about basically the management of that correctional center. So it's possible that Jansen, due to the unethical culture of the prison, she may have abandoned her post, went and took a smoke if she smokes, a smoke break if she smokes, or maybe went to the bathroom and somebody did those buttons and opened the doors, and that's how Thabo Bester escaped. But because she was on duty that particular day, of course she is taking a stray bullet. In other words, in Zulu we say, I think in her case, that is exactly what just happened to her. She probably is wondering, what on earth am I here for? She probably just dumbfounded. We don't know that until she's able to tell her story in court, how if she did abandon her position in during her duties, she must say who the person that relieved her, or what happened. Was she blindfolded? What happened? We would like to know details about that particular day when Thabo Bester escaped. Considering the fact that she is planning on pleading not guilty to the charges, that means she's got something to say. And whether the court is going to believe her or not, that is another story. However, though, I do think that she made a miscalculation, and that miscalculation was deliberately created for her to fall on, and that's what happened. That's what I believe. Will she get bail? I believe she will get bail. Number one, her address is confirmed. Number two, she does not have criminal record. Number three, she was never paid any money that she could use to escape the country. And on top of that, she's got 2 children, minor children for that matter. And so she would not be anywhere planning on escaping or not attending her trial if she does plead not guilty. As for the rest, I don't think so. But the point that I'm trying to make here, or why I'm zooming on Natasha or Nastassja, is because of the commentaries that I've been reading on social media about how they feel bad for her. Others are just downright, how do I put it, heartless when it comes to her. People, people are. But I think she will be able to prove or defend herself in this matter if indeed she knew nothing about Thabo Bester's escape. And the interesting part for me that I would also like to know from her when she does take the stand is when you saw that, or you heard while you were on duty that number one, a cell is on fire, you abandoned your post. Didn't you put one and one together and think maybe that was an escape? Or maybe she did not think beyond that. We don't know. Maybe she was still shocked that a cell is on fire and then there's a body and she will have to account for it because she's the one who presses buttons for cell doors to open, for cell doors to close, and gates outside, and all of those things that she was responsible for as a G-Force or G4S, as you guys call it, responsibilities at that correctional center. But I think one of the crooks between Matwari or Lipulu or whoever, somebody blindfolded, no, like basically pulled the carpet under her feet, misled her into believing that her colleague was going to take over while she had a smoke break or whatever the case. I don't know. I wasn't there. I'm just rubbing my two IQs together, as I always say. But it's going to be quite interesting to see how all of this plays out. Will she get bail? I believe she will get bail. How much the bail will be? I think it will be around 5 to 10,000 rand. Depending on how her lawyers argue or mitigate her issue to the court. She's got 2 children, she's unemployed, she's at the CCMA and things like that. Will she be reinstated at the CCMA? I think she might get reinstated on the basis of how she was dismissed. Because from what I'm hearing, this kind of like went like, and you're dismissed. There are steps that needs to be taken before a person is dismissed from their job in South Africa. The Labor Relations Act is very clear on fair and unfair dismissal. I think she will be reinstated, and I don't think the CCMA will care what's going on with her legal battles regarding the escape of Thabo Bester. All they will be focusing on is whether she was dismissed fairly or unfairly, and then they will make a pronouncement and then reinstate. I think she'll be reinstated from what I'm understanding with this whole entire saga. But again, the G-Force itself would also fire them the way they did, only to save face. And now, currently, G-Force is busy pointing fingers at the workers of that correctional center. They're not taking responsibility whatsoever. They are just saying, no, it's those employees, they are the ones who are corrupt and all of that. But forgetting or not looking at the big picture, that management, it all points back to them as the people who own the prison, and also the accusations that that prison was chaotic. So we'll see how it all goes. But how do I feel? I think that there's another question I was asked about Dr. Nandipa Makutumana's father. I still think that he too was in a similar boat as Nastassja. He went to OR Tambo to hire a car because his daughter asked him to. And the Matwari is the one that took the bakkie and with the body into the prison and all that stuff. He just went because his daughter said, hey, can you go and hire a car for me? I still believe that. And I think he will be able to prove that beyond a reasonable doubt. I have no doubt about that. And I think he will be acquitted. I think Nastassja Jansen will also be acquitted from this case or the accusation, and she will be reinstated as a security or whatever her duties were at G-Force at Mangawong Correctional Center. Guys, thank you so much for listening. I think that is my thoughts for the day about this lady. Yeah, I think we are justified in feeling sorry for her, and I think she's got a lot to also prove that she was not involved. Good luck to her. And anyways, guys, thanks. If you like the video, please give it a like. Do subscribe if you want to hear more of my free thinking about this entire saga of Thabo Bester. And let's have fun. Comment. Leave me a comment. I'm enjoying your engagement there. And share the video far and wide. Goodbye.